Would you believe that yesterday it was cold, freezing cold, but there wasn't a flake of snow on the ground? And I wake up to this. Overnight we got, I'm estimating about 14 inches of snow. We had a quote-unquote nor'easter, as they like to call them. And here we are. So I need to go out and shovel snow, and that'll be a blast. That'll take a good portion of the day. But I'm actually not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about something cooler. So let me step back a bit. So I ended up having... So one of my oyster mushroom bags started pinning, which means that it's about to fruit and produce actual mushrooms. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but so I needed to get the fruiting chamber going. I wanted to make this look nicer because, looking nice is good. But because all my bags are suddenly fruiting, this is a little bit more makeshift than I wanted. So I just threw the plastic. This is actually plastic drop cloths that you would get at whatever store that you would use during painting or whatever. It's basically just cheap, thin plastic in large areas. So large amounts. So I went ahead and just draped this over for now. Like I've said before in previous videos, I want to make each one of these racks really nice with plastic. But I'm hoping this will do for now, because as my bags are starting to fruit, I need a place to put them. I also attached a temperature and humidity gauge on the inside here. Now I'll tell you right now, this is not ideal. Temperature or humidity for fruiting oyster mushrooms. I can't remember what the humidity should be, but it should be a heck of a lot higher than this. And the temperature should be more in the 70s range. Let's go inside. If I can find the entrance. Alright. So I apologize. I have a really bad cold right now, so apologize for any phlegmy or other bodily fluid sounds. So I implemented my thought of producing humidity and heat temperature and raising the temperature in here. It's not working that great, I will admit. This doesn't really heat up enough the seed mat. You can see that it's working. It's heating up the water, but it's not enough to put the water up into the air. I know in previous things that I've read, another good way to do this, maybe just instead of just things of water, actually filling these up with vermiculite, wet vermiculite, might be a little bit better than just water, because I don't think it's really getting up to a good enough temperature to produce enough water vapor into the air. I mean, just having them here is producing something, and this is better. This was more like 20%. It's really dry right now, the air here, as you might be able to tell from my nasal sufferings. But I don't think this is as effective as I really wanted it. I wanted it to get way more humid in here, so I may have to look into actually putting a humidifier in here, as insane as that sounds, actually hooking up a humidifier. I think I have an extra one lying around, because we have one going in my daughter's room, but we're not using the one in our bedroom right now, so I may put that in here. And that may actually be too much humidity, but hey, it's worth a shot. So I also have fly strips, because I was so scared about bringing these upstairs, because I'm having such a fungal gnat problem in here, largely due to the potting soil that I've brought in. And I'm at the time of the year where I'm starting plants for the gardens. So there's no way in heck I'm not going to have potting soil in here, so I'm really nervous about bringing the mushroom bags up here, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So I want to show you the awesomeness that is. Actually, you can see it right through the bag. Check that out. Not great through the bag. But I noticed that all my oyster mushroom bags started producing these things that I can only describe as, they look like cauliflower. These little nodules of cauliflower developing all over the straw. And it looks very different from the cobwebbiness of the mycelium growing through the straw. And then this one up here, this little batch of them, started getting spiky. And I was like, what the heck is that? And then yesterday I took a look at the spikes. I'll open up the bag. I got a pretty good image to use as a thumbnail for this, but I'm seeing if I can get my camera to cooperate. Yeah, it's not going to cooperate. Let me actually open up the bag, see if I can. I'm Just hesitant to open the bag for too long right now because I don't want to get nastiness in here. So check this out. Yeah, those are definitely mushrooms. So those little cauliflower looking things, like there's another one right off to the side there that hasn't actually like pinned yet. Those are little mushroom pins, and those are going to grow out. And that is so exciting. I'm going to put the camera down a second, so I apologize. As I talk. So I'm super duper excited because this seemed to have worked. This was not, it was a little bit painful to get the straw ready because it's just a messy, messy, horrible job. But in general, this is pretty good. I didn't see any contaminants in my oyster mushrooms. My wine cap mushrooms did, the green mold that developed in the bags is getting out of control. And from what I was reading, that usually comes from the spawn being contaminated. Now, I'm not saying anything against the source of where I got all this spawn. I mean, it just happens, you know. When you're dealing with mushrooms, mold is inevitable. Like, growing mushrooms, as I'm already learning, is a numbers game. Like, you gotta produce a lot of spawn and start a lot of bags and et cetera, and expect to lose, you know, 10% at least of them because of contaminants. You can only do so much. I mean, this isn't laboratory settings either. So, unfortunately, the wine cap bags might go bye-bye, but I'm trying to hold on to them because I'm thinking about putting them out into the gardens, as I think I've mentioned before. But all the oyster mushrooms look great. They're all white, nice white mycelium on the straw, so I think it's going to work out well. So what am I going to do from here? Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get the humidity and temperature in this makeshift cage a little bit better. Makeshift fruiting chamber a little bit better. And then I'm thinking about, I've seen a lot of people open up the top of the bags and like just roll it down so the mushrooms grow out of the top. And people who do the really big bags, they'll cut along the side. I'm not sure which is best at this point, to be quite honest, but I'm going to probably go with what I've seen other people do, and especially since my fruiting is mostly happening at the top, I'm probably going to open up the bag and roll it down. I've actually seen some people who take the straw entirely out of the bag and just set it on a plate, basically, so it grows out of all sides. So my only concern about that is the potential for fungus gnats to get in here and start messing up my fine work. That's actually why I've been paranoid and haven't even really fully opened up the bag yet. But yeah, so I'll see how it goes. I guess it's all a matter of experimentation and seeing what happens. So I will try to make something happen. Again, not sure if this humidity situation is the best. My only concern about putting the humidifier in here is I'm afraid it'll get too humid and like these metal things will rust. So probably should have used plastic shelving, but I don't have plastic shelving. So I'll keep you updated. I'm going to probably bring now that I know this is definitely pinning and fruiting, I'm going to bring the other bags up because they're all pretty close to this. They all have little cauliflower on them. Cauliflower. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining me on this journey.